This must reach you before tomorrow. June 25th isn't just a date on the calendar. It's a rare spiritual alignment. A new moon that doesn't want you seen. It wants you still. And if you're around too many people tomorrow, you may miss the code the universe is trying to deliver only to you. Let's dive in. There's something sacred unfolding beneath the surface, and this rare new moon doesn't want you exposed. It wants you enclosed. The energy cloaking you right now isn't about secrecy. It's about divine preservation. Just like a seed is buried in darkness before it ever sees the light, your spirit is being held in a space where outside interference can't reach. This is a protective veil from the cosmos, and while it may feel isolating, it's actually a sign that something important is aligning within you. But this cloak is delicate. The more you try to be seen, understood, or socially engaged, the more you risk unraveling it. The universe isn't asking you to disconnect out of fear. It's asking you to honor your inner recalibration. Every conversation, every explanation, every moment of unnecessary exposure sends ripples through the spiritual current you're sitting in. The messages meant for you during this moon are whispered, not shouted, and they can only be heard when you're willing to go quiet. This is a time for energetic stillness, not performance. You don't need to post about your transformation, justify your withdrawal, or explain your silence. This isn't the season to be loud, it's the season to listen. The cloak around you is more than just protection. It's an invitation to step into a deeper layer of self, one that can't be accessed when you're distracted by the noise of others. Honor the silence. Let the cloak do its work. Right now, the universe is offering you rare insights, but they are still in seed form. These realizations aren't fully formed thoughts. They're spiritual impressions, subtle understandings, and inner whispers that require quiet to take root. If you rush to explain them, define them, or package them for others to understand, you may accidentally break them apart. Like a newborn idea still connected to divine breath, these truths are too tender to survive exposure to the outside world just yet. There's a reason wisdom often arrives in silence. What's coming through you now is not meant for public consumption. It's meant for personal evolution. Even speaking these insights aloud can scatter their essence. Your mind might try to analyze or label them too soon, stripping them of their depth. The moon is asking you to be patient, to hold these realizations like sacred flames cupped in your palms. Protect them from winds of conversation, judgment, or explanation. They're not ready to be understood. They're ready to be nurtured. Later, when the time is right, these insights will bloom into clarity. You'll know exactly what they meant, and you'll feel the nudge to share them with the world. But that time is not now. For now, your job is to protect the silence they arrived in, because only in that stillness can they grow into the spiritual truths they're meant to become. Let the wisdom steep, let the knowing unfold, and trust that silence is not delay. It's divine incubation. There's a quiet illusion that takes hold when you're surrounded by others, the emergence of the substitute self. It's the version of you that knows how to play the role, agreeable, pleasant, socially acceptable. It nods in the right places, laughs on cue, and mimics connection while hiding your true essence. Most days, this mask slips on so effortlessly that you don't even notice it. But during this new moon, that mask becomes dangerously convincing. You may feel like you're showing up as yourself, but you're not. This performance self is clever. It knows your habits, your tone, your stories. But it lacks the spiritual depth, the raw vulnerability, and the inner alignment of your true soul. When the energy of the moon is calling for inner clarity and spiritual download, This fake version of you can act like static. It confuses the signal. The guidance that's meant for you can't reach its destination because you're broadcasting a frequency that isn't real. You miss divine instruction, not because you're blocked, but because you're impersonating yourself. This moon is asking for radical authenticity, but that can only be accessed in solitude. When no one is watching, you remember who you are. When no one expects anything, you feel what you actually feel. The mask has no reason to exist when you're alone, and in that space, your soul begins to breathe again. So beware the subtle ways your substitute self creeps in. Step away from the stage, even for a little while, and let the real you come forward. That's the one the universe is speaking to. If you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe for daily cosmic insights, astrology updates, and spiritual guidance, because the universe always has a message for you. There's a quiet power in not needing to be understood. So often we waste precious energy trying to correct misunderstandings, explain our intentions, or prove our worth. But under this new moon, your energy is sacred. Too sacred to be spent on reshaping someone else's perception of you. This is a time to release the need for external validation. What others think of you is their lens, not your truth. Freedom begins when you stop needing to be seen in a specific way. Your care is not infinite, it's a form of energetic currency. Every time you over-explain, justify, or adjust your light to fit someone else's comfort, you spend that currency. And some people will take it without gratitude, using it to sustain their own unawareness. This moon is a call to strategic invisibility, not hiding, but choosing to preserve your essence rather than scattering it. When you stop feeding other people's opinions, your own clarity begins to flourish. Being unseen isn't punishment, it's protection. There's wisdom in going quiet, in pulling back just enough to feel your own energy again. You're not here to convince others, you're here to be. And sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is let someone misunderstand you and walk away in peace. Because real strength is not in being visible to the world, it's in being whole within yourself. During this new moon, the spiritual atmosphere is highly sensitive, and so are people's energy fields. Auras are loose, frayed, and wide open, making everyone more vulnerable to energetic leakage. That means when you're around others, you're not just hearing their words, you're absorbing their emotions, fears, and unresolved energy. A casual conversation might suddenly feel draining or uncomfortable. You're not being dramatic or overly sensitive, you're tuning in to the collective distortion. Empaths and spiritually aware individuals will feel this even more intensely. You might walk away from a simple interaction feeling burdened, anxious, or confused, and not even know why. This isn't about negativity or toxicity. It's about uncontained energy. Everyone is processing something, and right now most people don't have a filter. Their spiritual boundaries are down, and if yours are too, you'll end up carrying what isn't yours to hold. It's like walking through a fog of emotional static, unclear, heavy, and disorienting. That's why it's vital to guard your space and your nervous system. This is not the time to over-socialize, give advice, or dive into emotional support mode. Limit your exposure. Stay in your own field. The more you stay grounded and shielded, the easier it will be to hear your own truth amidst the noise. You're not being cold, you're being careful. And that's exactly what this moon demands. Energetic precision over emotional obligation. Solitude during this new moon is not a withdrawal, it's a divine shield. The silence you're being called into isn't about loneliness, it's about alignment. Every conversation, every emotional entanglement right now runs the risk of blurring your spiritual clarity. When you're alone, your energy remains clean, clear, and untouched. But when you engage with others, especially in emotionally charged or distracted environments, you can accidentally absorb vibrations that aren't yours. These subtle exchanges may seem harmless, but they distort your internal compass and dilute the messages meant only for you. What makes this moment even more crucial is the presence of a cosmic scan, a kind of energetic audit conducted by the universe. Think of it as a divine eye sweeping over the collective, categorizing and recalibrating each soul. But here's the catch. If you're too entangled with others, your energy field blends into theirs. And when that happens, you might be misread by higher intelligence, not seen as your true self, but as a composite of whoever you've been around. This results in spiritual misfiling, where blessings, messages, or shifts intended for you might be delayed or redirected. That's why standing alone, even briefly, is essential. It allows your soul to be seen in its purest form. You don't need to do anything, just be, in stillness, without noise, without external input. This is how the divine recognizes your exact frequency and delivers what's meant for you. Solitude isn't just a preference under this moon, it's your protection, your clarity, and your sacred signal. Let yourself be undisturbed so that what's truly yours can find you. Under this new moon, conversations may carry a strange tone, like people are speaking lines from a script that doesn't belong to your story. You might notice odd timing, unusual reactions, or comments that just don't sit right. This isn't about conflict, it's about energetic interference. Many people are unknowingly channeling the collective static, projecting emotions or ideas that have nothing to do with you. These aren't personal attacks, they're misfires from a larger, chaotic script. The key is to avoid getting pulled into roles that aren't yours to play. This is exactly why stillness becomes a sanctuary. You're being called to a deeper silence, not just quiet surroundings, but inner stillness. Not journaling, not thinking, not even meditating, just being. It's in this rare space of undisturbed presence that secret chambers within your soul begin to open. You may feel subtle emotional releases, long-forgotten memories surfacing, or a strange sense of déjà vu. These are signs that something sacred is being activated. Stillness is the key that unlocks the door, one that stays sealed if you fill the silence with noise, even internal noise. These two energies are deeply connected, the outer chaos and the inner invitation. The more you resist getting caught in external confusion, the easier it becomes to hear the whispers of your own soul. People's strange behavior may be loud, but your truth speaks softly. Choose silence over explanation and presence over reaction, because somewhere in that quiet space, a hidden part of you is ready to awaken, and it's waiting for you to sit still long enough to remember who you really are. There is a sacred transmission being sent directly to your soul during this new moon. It won't arrive through logic or thought. It will come as a whisper, a flash of a memory, a sudden phrase, a symbolic image, or even a feeling so deep you can't describe it. This is the code. A divine download meant to recalibrate your path, realign your purpose, or confirm something your spirit has long suspected. But here's the truth. You won't receive it if you're busy explaining yourself, caught in noise, or distracted by the outside world. The universe doesn't shout. It delivers its most important messages in silence, when you're undisturbed and open. That's why quiet isn't optional right now. It's the only frequency where the code can land. You don't have to go looking for it. You just have to stop looking everywhere else. In the stillness, something will arrive, And even if it makes no sense at first, trust that your soul will know exactly what to do with it. If you've felt the pull to be alone lately, trust it. This new moon isn't isolating you, it's anointing you. Drop A in the comments if you're ready to receive. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe, so you never miss a moment the universe is trying to reach you. Until then, silence is sacred. Let it speak.